What is up, guys, and welcome to another video. Now, this Knicks offseason episode, let's hop into the Knicks, where they made a blockbuster trade for Karl Towns. I mean, so what I'm going to tell you right now, what I was doing, I'm going to give you a little heads up of what I was doing during that time. I was at my friend's house. I was watching the Mets game. They lost tonight, which is sad. I was watching the Mets game a little bit. I went home from my friend's house, and I'm looking at my phone, and somebody texted like a group chat. Carly Towns, is close to getting a deal done with the Knicks, or the Minnesota Rules are close to getting a deal done with the Knicks. Where it involved Carly Towns, um, and I'm like, is this fake? Which obviously I thought it was fake because we're like 2 days before training camp. So what I'm thinking is this is fake. This is definitely fake. But it was real. I mean, I looked at it, Shams, like like everyone that you could really trust, like the Knicks reporters, the everything, um, just confirmed it, which was crazy. Didn't expect it out of nowhere. I mean, I have a bunch of notes, but I didn't get them till 12 a.m. So from 10 to 12, I was just went through a rush of emotions. But then I was able to just relax and write down some notes and get talking about this because this was a crazy move. This was an unexpected move for both teams, and we got to get right into it. Um, Minnesota is less of a matchup nightmare with Randall and Gobert. Now I get it. The Minnesota Timberwolves are still good. I understand that. But again, when you had that spacing, we'll get into it at how good the Knicks are with his spacing. But the spacing from Carly Towns is a big loss from being a nightmare come playoff time. Um, because if Jaden McDaniels ain't hitting the three ball, then you're kind of screwed in the starting your lineup. In the starting lineup, I mean, let's look at the Minnesota Timberwolves starting lineup and let's see which 3-point shooters I trust. Like, who do I trust shooting three ball from that team? I'll bring it up. I'll bring it up later. But Dante's a great piece to get in this type of deal. Very low like money. Um, it's a great pickup for them. I mean, just getting Dante out of this deal is great for them. They need something like that. They need shooting, especially when giving up their best shooter in franchise history. And Cat, great to see them get a shooter back. Um, you free up Cat's Supermax. It's a big time money. It's so much money that Cat's getting owed over the next 4 years. I mean, Cat's contract is big. Um, it is a 4-year 280. He's this year is getting paid $49 million. Next year is getting paid 53. Next year he's getting paid 57. Then he's a player option for 61, and he's an unrestricted free agency. Um, but yeah, that's a lot of cash, which the Timberwolves do not have a luxury of taking on. And I get it. Oh, Jack, then why shouldn't they trade Rudy Gobert? You're GM. You traded like 5 first-round picks for Gobert. You really want to trade Gobert? That would be a bad look. And I don't think they want to do that. And they thought they could get value out of Cat, and they did. They got fine value out of Cat. They got very fine value out of Cat. Especially in the moment where they are in, which they just need to free up money. They got fine value out of Cat. I don't hate this trade for the Wolves at all. I mean, I see people where they're like, okay, this is a terrible trade for the Wolves, but I don't really understand that. I mean, you gotta understand where you are as a team. You're a great playoff team. You're a very good playoff team. But at the end of the day, what do you think you can replace Karl Towns? What was the reason why your defense was so good? Let's get to that nucleus of that before we try to get and say we cannot trade Karl Towns. Let's get to the nucleus of why your defense was so good, because that was the biggest reason you were kind of in the fight getting to the NBA Finals was because of that defense. And let's look at the 4-time DPOY. I think 4 to 3-time DPOY and Rudy Gobert. And let's be like, this guy's a big reason that we were that close to an NBA Finals. Like, I get all the jokes that he can't go on the perimeter and everything like that, but Rudy Gobert is definitely the reason why, the biggest reason why the Wolves were so good last season because he gave the defensive impact next to Cat, and his defensive impact was able to show. So I don't really think that that the Wolves really want to give up Gobert. I mean, their whole culture and value is behind the defense, and they needed him. If they would have started Cat at the 5, their defense wouldn't be as good. So, hey, that was why you got Rudy Gobert to get a defensive identity, and now they have it. They also, I mean, it's also very good to have somebody like Jaden McDaniels who can defend the hell of the ball, and Nikhil Alexander Walker. But you find the defensive identity because of your big man, and your big man is a 4-time DPOY, and you don't want to give that up. I don't care how old he is. I don't care. He's still giving you productive. He's still giving you productive addings defensively, and sometimes you need that in defensive series. Just having an anchor. I know sometimes you don't want it. It can get spread out to the 3-point line, but at the end of the day, you need a big time anchor, and that is somebody like a Rudy Gobert, and you don't want to give that up. Um, uh, I mean, Nick's core is intact for a long time. 5 years for Brunson, 5 years for OG, 4 years for Cat, 4 years for Hart, 3 years for Deuce, and 2 years for Mikal talking extension, which will be pretty good. I think his extension is gonna be pretty fair. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's it's great to see that this team is very, very intact for a long time. Because other Knicks teams, we had expiring contracts. But once you have a core for the next 5 years, you have a 5-year window to make the finals. 4-year, 3-year window to make the finals. I would say 3-year window to make the finals. It's a very good window. It's not even that bad of a window. Other teams they have to win it now or else. Like a team like the Suns, win it now or else. But the Knicks 3-year window is fine, very fine, and they could win it this year. But you have a 3-year window. I think that's great for them. Cat can play the 4 or the 5. That is big time versatility. And I don't think people understand that enough. When you get down to a playoff series, but as I said, an anchor was great. Having somebody who can play the 4 or the 5 is amazing. Amazing for this team because they didn't really have that stretch 5. It was more Mitchell Robinson sitting in the paint. Oh, what are we going to do now? Like, we're just going to stand there in the paint. We're going to park our ass in the paint. Porzingis going to park his ass in the paint. And that's going to be about it. But now it gives the Celtics a different matchup, or gives any Eastern Conference team a different matchup to deal with. Is you have to bring your center outside. You have to have your center guard, like really guard. And that gives so much pressure onto that rest of the defense. Is having that center pressured outside. That gives driving lanes open. It's so like, I mean, this is just regular basketball. When the center, the anchor of your defense is outside guarding the center, the driving lanes are wide open for somebody like a Jalen Brunson, for somebody like a Josh Hart. Like the driving lanes are wide open for Mikal, for everyone. Like that just creates the driving lanes, which are great, which we love to see. The driving lanes are now wide open for the Knicks, and also 3-point shooting, of course. But just having somebody who is a very respected 3-point shooter, where the center has to go out and guard the guy, driving lanes wide open. You can run more plays. You're more versatility of the plays you can run. You can you can run a lot more plays. But yeah, can run small ball. I mean, you can run small ball with with I don't even know what their small ball lineup would be, but I think like you would have a small ball. I'm gonna search it up because somebody had a good Knicks small ball lineup. I forgot about it. Um, this is the thing. Like I just forget. I mean, I should have took a screenshot of it, but I don't know. Um, I don't even know. I, Small ball. Next thing goes small ball. I mean, I guess that means Cat the 5 is small ball, but I don't know. But they definitely have more versatility with the lineups that they can do. Um, like they can run OG at the 5 for a minute. Like they can do that. They can run OG. They can run. You know what they can run? They can run. They can run. Um, Brunson, Mikel, Brunson, Mikel, Hart, Deuce, and OG. Like they can run that type of lineup. I know it's not really gonna work, but they definitely have options what they can run now. Randall's great, but they have options now of what they can run. And Thibs is a working man at that wheel. He's gonna try to. He has a lot more of stuff to stir, and he has a better stuff to stir nowadays with the versatility the Knicks have. I mean, he can't go wrong. You want to run a bigger ball lineup. You want to run a lineup that that you want to run a big lineup. You want to run a big lineup. You can definitely run one like where you have a Brunson, Mikel, OG, Cat, and Mitchell Robinson when Mitch gets healthy. So there's a lot more stuff you can do. There's a lot more stuff you can do. Um, but the depth has just got way worse, and that's obvious. I mean, look, when you make deals to get better players, your depth is going to get worse. Don DiVincenzo was a big time get for our depth. He didn't want to play on our depth. He didn't want to be a depth player. He didn't want to be a player that could be on the bench. So Nick shipped him out. And at the end of the day, I feel like there's more moves to be made. There definitely is a Mitch swap. I feel like there's a Mitch swap to get a backup small forward. I mean, best case scenario, you get Mitch in the first for Kessler and Clarkson or something like that. Like, you get yourself a Clarkson type player and you also get yourself Walker Kessler. So, I just don't know. Right now, I don't really know. So, there's a lot more moves the Knicks can do. Um, but Um, I think what other moves? There's other mock trades that are going to come out where the Knicks can make moves, but I don't know what they will be running out for the first few games of the season. Will they be running out a different team? Like, will they be running out like a? Will they be running out Mitch or will they not be running out Mitch? I mean, I don't mean like that. Will Mitch be on the team or will Mitch not be on the team for the first few games of the season? We don't know. In these next few days, we can tell a lot. But I feel like Leon Rose is going to hold on to his cards right now because he has time. Like he has the whole season to see like if the bench is really that bad. If the bench is not that bad, you don't really have to go crazy about it. Like if Deuce steps it up, Deuce is a top 5 backup guard in the league. You don't have to like go crazy. But hey, we just gotta see what the Knicks can do. I feel like there's another move to be made. Another move to be made for both teams. I feel like the Timberwolves are now can do some stuff, and the Wolves can can still um can still make some moves. The Wolves can make some moves, and the Knicks can also make some moves. Um, gonna need Deuce to take these minutes off the bench and be very very productive. I mean, Deuce in his whole entire career has been a bench player. And we just seen the progression of him, and I love it. I've loved every single minute of that progression. I mean, Deuce McBride has been a guy where you have seen him progress through the years, as I said, but you've seen his three ball get better. You've seen his driving get better. You've seen his defense be more impactful. Everything from the Westchester Knicks, from his 3-point shooting being better than the Westchester Knicks, from him implementing that into a real team. It's just been great to see him grow, and I feel like there's more growth to get. And he's just a gym rat, so he's gonna be in the gym and he's gonna be able to take these minutes. That's the thing. Thibodeau doesn't just have guys who don't want to get in the gym. And Deuce gonna try to get better. I mean, not get in the gym, but try to get better every single day. And Deuce been doing that every single year, just getting better. So I cannot wait to see how Deuce plays this season if he's on the team or not. I mean, I just don't know right now with this Knicks team. But yeah, as I said, might have to flip Mitch to get an extra wing or something, or an extra guard, or not an extra guard, but I get an extra wing or just something, extra bench piece. And that's a definitely possibility. It's a definite possibility. Um, giving up Mitch and getting yourself a bench piece. Um, there's a lot of bench pieces outside and bench pieces on teams that are rebuilding. Like veteran bench pieces that you could have. Bojan, I mean, Bojan type of Bojan player. I think the Knicks could bring in a Bojan type player, and they could be fine. Just need another bench piece right now. I'm happy we got the stretch five we needed, and the Knicks have been for a long time. I know Hart is supposed to be a stretch piece. He just wasn't a stretch player on the Knicks. He wasn't a stretch guy, and he might be on the Thunder. He might turn to the best shooter of all time on the Thunder, but I don't really care. Like Knicks finally get their stretch five, and this is the best big shooter of all time. Like the Knicks didn't just get themselves a miles; they got themselves the top. Like this is great for the Knicks. Um, and I'm very happy about it because this gives us a better shot at beating Boston. Like we can beat Boston now more than we could have yesterday because of this big addition. Because of the big addition. Like I know people say, okay, Julius is not as good as Julius and Cat. They don't have a big difference. They do. They do. They definitely do. There's 100% they do. Um um but I'm not worried about Cat's mentality at all. That's the least I'm worried about. Like he has gone through so much as a human where I'm not really worried about the mentality. Like the slightest at all. Because I know people are like, "Oh, this guy is weak. He's weak." I don't think he's weak at all. He has played his whole entire career like a bulldog, man. He's been great. I mean, he lost a lot of stuff in his life. I don't really want to go through that because we're talking basketball here, but we got to talk the man. The man, Karl Towns, is a great man. I know we make jokes about him, but he can shoot the ball. He can play basketball. He played basketball great, and he's also a great human being. I just from Jersey, it's great to see him back on the Knicks. He's gonna love it. Um, is this stuff about him not being able to handle New York crowd? I don't understand that at all. Like Julius Randle was not the best at handling the New York crowd. So don't give me this like Julius Randle was the best guy at handling the New York crowd, and now we're going down to somebody who just does can't deal with it. He's from New York. Carly Downs is like right down the block from New York. He knows what's about. He knows what he was a Knicks fan when he's younger. He knows how it's gonna go, and the addition is great, and he has the right mentality to become a Knick, and he knows Thibs. Thibs it's a big time work to play for Thibs, but I feel like he can do it. He can definitely do it because he's mentally there, and also he's physically just one of the best bigs in the league, and that's just point blank period of what it is. You can call him whatever you want. In the playoffs, he has some bad times, but at the end of the day, he became a better playoff player this season, and the Wolves got themselves one of the worst playoff players of all time. So you can call him whatever playoff. You can call him a playoff choker, but I don't think so. Compared to Randall, he's gonna his workload's gonna be way worse. I mean, way less, so that Brunson and Cat and you still have Mikel, so Cat doesn't have to overstress. He could just knock down threes, get post ups at some times, and just worry about himself. Or worry about the team, not himself. Worry about the team more than him getting 20, in a game. It's great for him, Cat, right now, as a mental standpoint, to be on the Knicks, be Madison Square Garden. Can't wait to see him play. Going to be at a lot of games this season. Cannot wait to see him play. Very grateful I can get a lot of tickets because not a lot of people can. But watch this team play is going to be fun. Cannot wait with Cat, the new additions, just everybody. It's great in a calendar year that the Knicks have been able to get OG, McKellen, and Cat. Those are three players I never thought we could have got. Like I know they're on the radar a little bit. Mikel. It was a fantasy dream for me, Mikel. I mean, just across the bridge. We never make trades across the bridge, but we were. And it's a fantasy dream for OG when the best wing guards in the league, um, pairing him with Thibodeau was kind of a fever dream, but it came true. And then Cat. one of the best shooting bigs of all time coming to the Knicks was kind of a dream for me. Not that big of a dream, but it was pretty good. And I was like, okay, if we get Cat somehow, it's gonna be great. And now here we go. So I'm a very happy man with all the players that we've acquired this season. And you look at the trades by Bleacher Report, ESPN getting Cat, compare that to what we gave up. Amazing, amazing value. Have a nice day. Let's go. In Leon we trust. But yeah, uh, that's gonna do it for the episode. As we know, you gotta subscribe. I mean, if you like this content, subscribe and also turn on post notifications. But also like this video if you want to save this video for when Cat does suck or Cat does great. You can rewatch this, be like, oh, Jack, you're right, or Jack, Cat just just absolutely sucks right now. I mean, that's sports right there. But hey, because this is the channel for you if you're a big Knicks fan. I go through a lot of Knicks news. I go through a lot of NBA news. I was going to cover the Embiid contract extension, but that's whatever. Whatever. Philly got their guy back. It's whatever. But this news is way bigger. But yeah, I'll be covering other offseason storylines as we get to the next episode. So that's going to do it. Peace. Have a nice day, and let's go Knicks.